Hi there, I'm Brian Smith. I'm the founder of the UGG sheepskin boot brand, and I've been successfully talking all over the world on entrepreneurial stuff. And I really get most of my kicks out of talking about the spiritual and the philosophical aspects of building a business. And if you've read my books, I have an invitation to join me for what we call a Bliss Retreat in Hawaii, where I gather people who have read the book and they want to know more. And the concept of Bliss Island Retreats is that it was born because I saw so many supposedly successful entrepreneurs that either exit their companies or doing really well in their companies, and their families, just never see them, and they're really unfulfilled. And it's because we've been programmed to chase a bunch of material things in life. And so these bliss retreats are to help us tune more into our subconscious and the spirit that lives within every one of us. And we teach techniques on how to tap into that subconscious programming that's absolutely true and beautiful, and live more of that in our lives instead of what the outside world wants us to do to be successful in the outside terms.
Brian, that's great. Who would the Bliss Retreat be for?
I think the people that get most out of these retreats, the people who have been pretty far along in their entrepreneurial values and ventures. And also people who have, they've sort of reached the pinnacle of their corporate jobs. They weren't entrepreneurial, but they've reached the pinnacle of, everyone said, work your way up to be the president. And they get there and they're just absolutely unfulfilled. And those are the types of people that are going to get the most out of this retreat.
That sounds great. What kind of experience do you have from attending the retreat?
Well, I met Eric Lochtefeld, who owns the Bliss Island Resorts. He's got a couple of beautiful properties, and he's been holding these retreats for entrepreneurs for several years now. And I've been there, and I've really got a lot out of figuring out a new way of thinking about life. And by joining with him, we have all the infrastructure there. The accommodations, all of the day-to-day, events taken care of. And it's a really easy way for me to bring in people who have enjoyed my books and my philosophy, and to go explore and go deeper in all of these areas.
And what do you think would be possible for them to walk away with at the end of the retreat?
Hopefully a new form of programming, because what we see in the news about wars and discord in the world is so much generated by misinformation, and we all tend to believe it as if it's true, but there's a much better truth barometer inside our bodies, which I am totally convinced is part of God, and we all have it, and it comes out sometimes in the form of goosebumps, when we have thoughts. There's all sorts of evidences about we all know we have it inside, but how to tap into it is never been taught, and that's what we try to approach in these retreats. We're all products of the media. Like, even when I started UGG, I created this real cool image of young kids, young surfers wanting to be in the photographs of the ads, walking with their surfing stars. And that was a form of manipulation on my part. So it was very deliberate. It wasn't meant to be harmful. It was meant to be introduced them to a really fabulous product. So I feel good about it. But there are so many others out there that are programming us all the time. We've got to have this, we've got to have that. We can't be happy unless we have this. And I want to break down that myth and bring people back into their source. And the values that I hope to instill in people when they leave is the highest version of truth, beauty, and goodness. And that's what the retreat is, a 3 or 4 day retreat, depending on how we structure it. You get, leads into how to meditate, how to just get still and connect with this truth inside us. And I've seen people completely change in 3 or 4 days by the time they leave, with a whole new concept of, their family becomes more important, their lifestyle and health becomes more important, and all of these goals that have been drilled into them all their life have lost their power. And so the perfect recipient of a great week on Bliss Island would be to come away, absolutely energized and inspired to get on with their life in a new format.
I know I'm absolutely ready to jump in. If any of the people who are listening right now are also interested, what would be the next steps for them?
Just contact me. There's ways to contact me through the website and on this landing page, and contact me. We'll have a conversation and decide if it's for you, and then we can, figure out dates and costs easily. It's very reasonable, and we can sort of put it into the program and have you come and meet us on the Big Island of Hawaii.
That sounds amazing. So just fill out the information right here on the page, and you get a chance to talk with Brian and see if this is the right fit for you.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
Wonderful. Thanks, Brian.
Great. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.